Welcome back everyone to the Low Budget Shit Show. Today we're back with another episode of me making moral judgments about other people's situations that they've shared on the internet in hopes that we can come to an agreement about who is or isn't a bit of a cunt. Or, can't say that. Who is or isn't the asshole? I've read the headline to some of these and honestly they are wild. Way more hectic than I'm used to for an Am I the Asshole series. Honestly has the vibes of some of the confessions videos I've done where you guys have submitted confessions and I've read them out in the video, like Unhinged, which by the way, I uploaded a whole like full length confessions video on my Patreon. So if you're a patron that has access to bonus content, that'll be available on my Patreon. Benefits of it being on Patreon too is I don't have to censor like the bad stories. I could swear the whole video like without bleeping it. So if you're looking for that kind of content, patreon.com/BrianneWorth. Other than bonus content though, you can get access to things like our Discord server where I'm in there pretty often chatting to everyone. You can also get the official Low Budget Shit Show tee. Can you see that? It's a little bit bright. No mum, I have not ironed it. You can't buy these anywhere. These are Patreon only. Also with that tier, I send you out a little handwritten note from me to you. A bunch of stuff that you want. Anyway, but let's just jump into the unhinged mess that is Am I the Asshole post. Honestly, I would love to start on like the weirdest, most cooked one that I think I've ever read. Am I the asshole for cancelling my son's birthday party because my mother-in-law left poop on my toothbrush? This is why God abandoned us. Couple of questions here. When you type those words, when this person typed those words out, did they feel shame at any point? That's the caliber we're dealing with, but I don't think we can start on that one. I think let's dip our toesies in first. Am I the asshole for walking out of a restaurant on my girlfriend? Nice and easy. Seems like you probably are the asshole. Girlfriend and I were having dinner at a restaurant when she got a text from her best friend who recently gave birth. She said, oh my God, she got a C-section. She works as a nurse, so she explained to me the type of incision they make for that and how it'll leave a scar. I then, as a joke, said, at least she'll still be tight down there. My girlfriend looked confused and said that was a weird comment to make about her friend, because it is. Because it is. I then said it's a very normal joke to make and she disagreed. I love where this is very obviously heading. Him not taking this information very well. I asked her to drop it and she kept trying to talk about it. I said to her, you're so insecure. There it is. Leave it to the dude that is clearly insecure about being called out for a really fucking weird remark to project and call someone else insecure. It's always so textbook. I said to her, you're so insecure, and then she goes, does it make you feel good to call me that? So then I got really frustrated. Why? Does it make you feel good to call her that? Got frustrated, got up, walked out of the restaurant and drove home. She called me several times. I drove both of us there. Dude, this guy is the asshole. So he's left his girlfriend who can't get home because she didn't drive at a restaurant because he made a really creepy and weird comment about her best friend's vagina. And he's upset about that. I was just so frustrated and just wanted to get home, so I turned my phone off. Okay, this just literally keeps getting way worse. She showed up at our apartment 30 minutes later and was really pissed, called me an asshole and overreacted. This guy is such a She called me an asshole and overreacted somehow, and that she waited in the cold for 20 minutes for an Uber. Am I the asshole for walking out on her and leaving her there for being frustrated? Yes, like, obviously. I've said this in the last video, but most of these submissions, apart from the ones where it is genuinely just like it's complicated, there's multiple sides of the story. Ones like this where he's telling his own side of the story and he's still very clearly the asshole. This submission could be entirely avoided with just an ounce of self-awareness from this guy. Just a dash of sentience, really, at this point. I also do love that he called his girlfriend insecure, literally threw a tantrum like a toddler and ran away. And then said his girlfriend overreacted. That is, at some point it is impressive that he can be part of like the most intelligent species on the planet, all the knowledge of the world at our fingertips, and yet has no fucking idea what's going on directly in front of him. Room temperature IQ. Am I the asshole for telling my roommate that speaking a language is not a personality and she needs a new one? I reckon you might be, but let's see. I, female 19, am in my first year of college living with a roommate, Katie, female 19. Katie speaks 3 languages. Good on you, Katie. Snaps for Katie. English, German, and Spanish. She makes it her whole personality. Okay, I can see where this is going. I think we can all see where this is going. The chick posting this is jealous that Katie, who is the same age as her, can speak multiple languages, probably feels left out or something to that effect, and is trying to put Katie down by saying speaking those languages is her whole personality because she can't deal with her own jealousy. I'm 99% sure that's exactly what is gonna happen. Whenever I ask what she's watching something in another language, so obviously I can't watch it. She's always listening to music on her headphones, and when I've tried to bond and listen to what she's listening, it's in another language again and I couldn't stand it. First of all, if I was listening to anything on my headphones and someone was like, when are you listening to? That's so annoying. But to interrupt someone listening on their headphones, demand to be involved, and then say you can't stand it. Like, what the fuck? This chick is an asshole. Her friends all speak one of the languages she does, and whenever I hear them, I can't join the conversation because they are mixing everything, so I'm left out of their convo. The other day I saw that she had a new book on her desk. Portuguese course book. I asked her about this and she said she's taking private Portuguese classes starting February. I told her she has to let it go. She needs to develop her personality because speaking a language isn't a personality trait and she's just boring. She got really annoyed with me, told me I'm an asshole and to stop eavesdropping on her convos. Yeah. I told her she's boring and has to fake her personality. What does this mean? I don't understand how someone else having more like socio-linguistic interests enough to learn now 4 languages has any bearing on their personality. But also, how could you call them boring? They're literally learning multiple languages. Like, it kind of sounds like this girl needs to stop making the fact that she only speaks one language her whole personality, to the point now she's policing others. Anyway, now she's not speaking to me. My friends are split. Some agree with me and some agree with her. Who's the arsehole here? Am I the arsehole for telling the truth? You weren't though. Truth is objective. This is an opinion. You were telling your truth, but also these girls are both 19. The chick posting this is obviously so jealous of the other 19-year-old. And she's dealing with it with jealousy and trying to put her down, but jealousy isn't a personality either. Also, I'm failing to understand how Katie's making this her whole personality. Like, when you're learning a language, you do need to like have conversations in that language, consume media in that language, otherwise it's a lot harder to learn. Easier to learn in context. Just because this chick doesn't share those interests doesn't mean that she's boring, it just means they're clearly not compatible in any way. Am I the asshole for using my wife's fun budget to help out friends and family? I'm the breadwinner in our home. My wife has the much tougher job of being a stay-at-home mum and wrangling our offspring. I love the visual that created. She works hard to make sure we have everything we need. Our budget is pretty simple. We put away 15% of my earnings every month. Then we pay all the bills and whatever is left we split and we can use however we want. I like to use mine to work on my hobbies or treat us to a night out. I pay the babysitter and whatever activity we do that night. She uses hers to go to a spa or to buy herself pretty things that make her happy. Every once in a while she'll ask if we can send money to her family. Not because her family's homeless or anything. They just earn less than we do. Like in November she asked if we could give her brother $500. He wanted to get his kids a PS5 for Christmas. I think that was the last straw. I told her that we could, but it would be the last time I contributed money to give away to people who just asked her for it. This is all sounding very fair enough. December went fine, but then in January, one of her friends had car problems and needed to rent out a car to run errands and drive her kids around. My wife gave her money. When she told me about it, I said I was proud of her for sticking to our agreement that any money she decided to give away would come from her fun money and not ours. She looked really sour and asked if I was really not going to help her pay for her spa day with her friends. I said yes because I had spent money on a new drone already. She asked if we could take money from our savings account to pay. I said no because that's for emergencies and household expenses. Fair enough. She's mad at me for not helping her friend. I pointed out that she could have kept her money and driven her friend around on errands to pick up her kids. She said I was being a jerk and slammed the door. I'm not loving the vibe of this wife, but anyway. For the record, my kids and I are still playing games on our PS4 and Switch. She gives away money to be a big shot. I don't have that need. I think it should be pretty obvious that the dude is not the asshole in this situation, and the wife might just be getting a little bit too big for her boots. Like, the compromise he suggested is completely fair enough. Like, if you want to help your mates, do it with your own allocation of the money. I think not taking spa money out of a savings account that's used for emergencies is also so fair enough. The only thing that I would say is a little bit assholey is the last comment that she gives away money to be a big shot. Some people just want to help their friends and family. Like, that is also an option. Am I the asshole for commenting on how much my girlfriend ate? Oh, I'm gonna say yes, and I feel pretty confident about it. I don't think there's ever really a good time to do that. The vibes are never good when you do shit like that, but let's have a read. Me, 23 male, and my girlfriend, 23 female, have been dating for 3 years. We've been living together for 1. Some relevant context: when we first met, she had a little extra weight on her, but I didn't ever really notice it, and I found her very attractive. Fast forward to around 2 years ago, she got serious about getting into better shape and making significant changes to her lifestyle, particularly diet. The weight came off really quickly, and in total she lost about 25 pounds. She's 5'4" and now weighs around 123 pounds and has been this stable weight for about 6 months. I've been supportive the whole time. While that's all great, since she's first started losing weight, she's expressed to me that she's now terrified of gaining weight again and being fat. Even though I told her I've never thought she was fat before and definitely isn't now, she keeps pretty close tabs on calories and gets very stressed out if she feels she's eaten too much throughout the day. I know this isn't a great state of mind, but I don't think it's serious because it doesn't really affect her functioning in life. You literally just said she keeps pretty close tabs on calories and gets very stressed out if she's eaten too much, which is like, for the record, for most people, if you are hungry and you eat until you're not hungry and then you just stop eating, that's how much you needed to eat. I fucking hate this shit. I get so annoyed with like this weird restrictive like diet culture bullshit. Eat good food, eat enough of it, don't eat too much of it, exercise. Fucking leave the rest of it alone. Because then you do fall into traps like this and you're like obsessively counting calories and getting really upset with yourself and stressed out if you don't meet those really restrictive like targets. And by the way, because the internet is the internet and no one can read between the lines, I'm not talking about like bodybuilders or just generally anyone outside the standard bell curve of human physicality, which it doesn't sound like this girl is. But already this dude's saying it doesn't affect her functioning in life while also saying she's getting incredibly stressed out by it. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. Now for the current situation. She's been very frustrated about the little bit of pouch she has on her stomach. She doesn't understand why it hasn't gone away. I don't mean to go on another tangent, but I'm gonna. I don't know what pouch she's talking about, but a lot of girls get like that little pouch type thing just below their belly button, and it doesn't go away because that is the fat protecting your uterus and like your vital reproductive organs. You're supposed to have fat there. Some women have less visibility of their pouch and some have more. A, getting rid of it is going to be quite hard, but B, to get rid of it for most women is like unhealthy because it's supposed to be there. Food for thought. We work out together every other day and she's told me that she tries to eat 1,200 calories a day or less to try and lose the last bit of fat and get a flatter stomach. Don't quote me on this, but I think 1,200 calories is like way too low if you're exercising. A couple days ago she told me that she's been reading and thinks she's probably actually been eating too little and is now going to eat 1,400 calories per day to boost her metabolism or something like that. I said cool. Yesterday morning we both had the day off and for a late breakfast / early lunch she ate avocado toast, 2 eggs and an orange. About an hour later she said she was hungry and had a small bowl of frozen veggies. It was kind of surprising to see her eat so much. Sorry, what? Let's read that again. Avocado toast, 2 eggs and an orange, and then a small bowl of frozen veggies. It was kind of surprising to see her eat so much, so I just made the observation, immediately deflecting any kind of blame. That's a lot of food. No, it's not. No, it's not. She gave me an upset look and said she was hungry, to which I replied, I'm not hungry and I've only eaten a hot dog today, which was true. What the fuck does that have to do with literally anything? Her saying she's hungry has absolutely nothing to do with his level of hunger, nor can that reasonably be used as like a litmus test for what her hunger level should be. I didn't say that to be a jerk, I just kind of didn't understand how she could have been hungry when I wasn't hungry and I'm 6 foot, 185 pounds. It just kind of caught me off guard. Why? Why would that even flag in your consciousness at all? Why would you even be paying attention to that in any capacity? I have no idea what anyone around me eats, let alone how much they eat. Anyway, she got kind of sad and said okay that she wouldn't eat anything else until dinner. This is so unhealthy. We've both kind of been avoiding each other since then and I can definitely tell she feels hurt. Personally, I think she's being too sensitive. No, dude. First of all, don't comment on what people are eating, ever. But B, if someone's like lost a lot of weight, is continuing their, you know, weight loss or fitness journey, whatever you want to call it, and has verbalized to you that they want to eat more calories, like especially don't comment on anything that they're eating. That's fucking weird. If you know someone's worried about their weight and you comment on their eating habits, like, you are an asshole. And over by his description, a small bowl of veggies. Sir, keep the pouch, lose the boyfriend. This is the only solution here. All right, let's read the poop story. Let's read the poop story that no one made me read. No one's making me do this. Am I the asshole for cancelling my son's birthday party because my mother-in-law left poop on my toothbrush? Not a sentence I anticipated having to read this year. So early in the year too. My mother-in-law watches my 3 kids. They're age 5, 3 and 7 months. My mother-in-law usually watches them and drops them off from school. The kids are battling a stomach virus, so everyone was home on Monday. The little one had a poop explosion. Am I 12? Why did I laugh at that? The little one had a poop explosion, so my mother-in-law washed her butt in our bathroom sink. However, she did not clean up after and there was poop all around the sink on the toothbrush. Why have I read this one? There was poop all around the sink on the there's fucking shit everywhere. It's on the sink, toothbrush, toothpaste, it's everywhere. It's on the walls probably, is it? No, but it's on the cups that the kids use when they brush their teeth. So it's everywhere you don't want it to be. This has happened before. No, that's far too much, ma'am. far too much. Once is too much. It's happened before, but the first time we didn't say anything. Why the fuck? I'm sorry, I can't even move on from this. Why would you wash a baby's explosive diarrhea ass in a sink where there's any kind of instrument that's ever gonna go into someone's mouth? Like, why would you do that anywhere near a toothbrush and or toothbrush adjacent products? Wash your ass somewhere else. Do it somewhere else. When my wife called her mom to be more careful because it's absolutely disgusting and gross, it is. My wife is Hispanic, so her tone can definitely be aggressive, especially to a gringo like myself, but her mom seemed to understand the frustration. However, once her sisters, both in their 30s and single for good reason, I love that we've put that dig in there, caught wind that my wife belittled their mother, all hell broke loose. The sisters began defending the mother, calling out how dirty and messy our house is. How dirty and messy can these people be if you're the one washing poo in a sink right next to the toothbrushes and getting shit all over it? Calling out how dirty and messy our house is, calling my wife fat. For why? For what? And basically saying how lucky we are to have the mother-in-law in our life and it's no big deal. In fact, we're the assholes for being upset about this. These people are detached from reality. I guess the sisters got to my mother-in-law because then she came back and started parroting the same talking points about our house is messy, blah, 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 I don't care. It's literally my only job to read these. But once people start repeating themselves too much, I'm just like, word limit. Let's have a word limit. Spit it out. My 5-year-old son was also at our house this weekend and had an accident where Hershey, oh, that's really unfortunate that I've got to read that. Where he Hershey squirted on the bed because he's sick. You could have just said that any other way, but anyway. That was also thrown in our face multiple times. They also referred to watching our kids as favors, which is weird because they always ask to take them. Is this even criticism or is it just like a really reasonable don't put shit on my toothbrush? My mother-in-law said she won't ever come again to watch the kids. She no-showed today, so I had to call out today to watch the baby, which is fine. However, I don't like how the mother-in-law is affecting my job and career with her pettiness, as I had some important stuff scheduled today. Keep in mind we pay her $300 cash a week to watch the kids. Oh, so this is not even like, oh, this is weird. So they're saying it's a favor, but she's getting paid and also asking. That's also another weird thing. Now I'm gonna pay about $150 more per month for someone to watch the kids, which is no big deal really. It honestly saves the headache, saves the shit on your toothbrush. However, my son's birthday is tomorrow. They had a big old party planned at my mother-in-law's for Saturday. However, I've told everyone that we will not be attending the party and we have barred her family from seeing, giving gifts or even speaking to the kids for the time being. Am I the asshole for cancelling my son's party and not allowing my wife's family to... Yes, actually... I kind of do think you're the asshole now. The mother-in-law is the one that caused the problem in the first place. Why are you punishing the kids by cancelling the birthday? Like, I was on board all the way up until the last couple of paragraphs. He's calling the mother-in-law petty, which she was being, but then he's turned around and like is cancelling his son's birthday. Way more petty and honestly pretty cruel to the kid, because the kid doesn't give a shit about family drama. They just want a birthday party with their family and friends. You could have definitely sucked that up and overlooked it for the birthday party. I kind of think everyone is a bit of an asshole here. The mother-in-law for the whole story right up until the end, and then the parents for the end bit. That's my verdict since it matters and since everyone asked. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Huge thank you to all of my patrons for supporting the channel and making sure I can keep making videos like this. Like I said earlier, I'm doing more bonus content videos. I'm going to film a TikTok bonus content video that will only be on Patreon. You can get access to the bonus content for just $5 a month, or if you want your name listed at the end of the video too, you can join the $10 a month tier or higher. It's so bloody hot in here. I'm gonna go to the ocean and soak my body.